Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. For the new viewers and subscribers, hi, I'm Sheree Monique, and to my returning viewers, hey, what's up? Thank you for tuning back in. Guys, I know it's been like months since I posted anything. Had to get some stuff in order, had to do some things or what have you, but here I am back. So without further ado, here's the story time. Here we go. All right, guys, so this took place, it's been a minute ago, and I was at this particular job. I was working this job and I was working a lot. I was working like crazy because I had some goals in mind and I want to get some stuff situated. As I'm working or whatever, I really didn't have time to, honestly, at that time, I didn't see my family a lot because I was like working like a dog. I didn't really hang out with my friends like that. I had a lot going on, you know, trying to get my affairs in order, trying to do some things. So I wasn't really dating anybody at this time. I was single. I had been out of a relationship, I think about 2 years at this time, I want to say, maybe a year and some change. I knew I couldn't really dedicate myself fully to somebody. However, I was willing to date. If I found somebody I did, you know, really like or I was into, you know, things would work, but I was going to worry about that down the road. I remember being on Facebook or something. I was scrolling on Facebook, and a lot of times when I get on Facebook, I just look at the videos, I'm laughing, looking at like recipes, stuff like that, and I get a notification as I'm looking. So I look at the notification, and it was just like, we're going to call him Sean. Sean sent a friend request. I was like, well, I don't know this dude, so I'm not gonna respond to it right away. So I'm continuing to look on Facebook or whatever, browse, and then I remember I got off that day, and some days went by, I still didn't, you know, check back on the friend request. Some days went by, and I ended up getting back on Facebook again. When I got on Facebook that time, I saw another notification, but it was for the same guy, and I was like, I know he didn't delete the friend request and then send it again. So I looked at his page. I remember browsing his page or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't really know this guy, but let me go ahead and just accept it. So I accepted a friend request, and then I continued to browse on Facebook. Next thing I know, it was like 5-10 minutes later, I received a message. So I checked the message, and it was from Sean. Sean was like, hey, you know, my name is Sean. I live in the area. Long story short, he was just introducing himself, and he was like, hey, you know, I'm interested in you. I think you're beautiful. So after reading it, I did not respond right away. I don't know, something happened, but I remember I didn't respond right away. So next thing I know, I ended up getting another notification, and it was Messenger again. And Sean was like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. I didn't mean to bother you. You have a great day. And so then I was like, bitch. Man, what? Chill out. Like, yo, I was doing something. So I start messaging him. I was like, hey, you know, I apologize. I was in the middle of something and, you know, stepped away from my phone, but nice to meet you. What's up? So we continue on to have a conversation that day. And, you know, it was a good conversation. He seemed pretty cool or whatever. He was a truck driver and whatnot. So I said, oh, okay, that's what's up. That's cool. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even think, you know, I would actually talk to him, because like I said, particular time, like I was interested in dating people, but I wasn't really like out there searching or like, oh my God, okay, I need to get a boyfriend. It was not at that moment. I wasn't like, you know, I was honestly just chilling. So time progressed, he continued to hit me up. Sometimes I respond, sometimes I wouldn't, but I mean, it is what it is. So here it is. He continued to message me. I messaged him back here and there. And he was like, hey, you know what? I know you're a busy lady. He was like, I am busy too. I drive a lot. He was like, how about this? When I come to town, he was like, how about I take you out? I was like, okay, now that's a start. That shows me that you're interested. You're really trying to see what's up or whatever. So I gave him my number, and then we started FaceTiming each other from time to time, but it wasn't like that. Our schedules was just so conflicting. So fast forward, the first time we met, I felt kind of, you know, nervous about, you know, linking with him and meeting with him, seeing what's up or whatever. So he and I, we met at this location, and we just talked. Like, we chilled, we sat outside by the car, we talked, it was a well-lit area or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, this is the same person. Because he wasn't a bad-looking guy, but number one, he was way shorter than I anticipated him to be. Because it looked like he was tall, but then when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, okay. And he seemed like a nice person. I was like, okay, cool, you know, all right, whatever. We parted ways. He was like, hey, let me take you out to this particular restaurant. I was like, all right, cool. We separated or whatever. And then like days later, we ended up going out. I should have started paying attention because I started seeing some red flags already. And mind you guys, we have been texting. It's like maybe a few weeks, but it wasn't nothing like that because we ain't really had time to really get to know each other. But anywho, so we went to this restaurant and I remember out eating and stuff or whatnot, and we were eating our food, we had ordered and everything, and we was just chilling. It was like a dope vibe. It was nice. So I didn't see this part, but I guess some guy was like staring at me or something from afar. And then out of nowhere, we in the middle of talking. Mind you, I didn't see it. I guess the guy was like either on this side of me or this side, but behind me. So I couldn't see it. I guess he was like looking as he was walking past me. Yo, what the is wrong with this dude? And I was like, I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, yo, this dude keep eyeing you like he know you and you his and blah, 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 this, that, and third. And I was like, what, dude? So I go to look. He was like, are you talking to somebody else? Do I need to know? And I was like, hold on, partner. Number one, if I was talking to somebody else, that's my business. But number two, chill. Like, he literally went from 0 to 100. I was like, you all right? You good? He was like, yeah, but I just don't like that. I feel like it's disrespectful. Okay. Gotcha. Noted. So shortly after that, it was kind of awkward. Like, I mean, we were still having conversation or whatnot, but on my end, I felt like it was kind of weird, you know. The night progressed, he could kind of sense it was getting, you know, kind of weird between us. So he apologized. He was like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that or whatever. He was like, I had an experience with the ex of mine. I said, okay, I get that. I understand. And he ended up going on the road. He was driving all over the country and stuff. And, you know, I'm doing my job. We texting, we talking, we're FaceTiming or whatnot. Cool. Now, the second time, he ended up coming to town. This is where things started kind of getting really weird. This particular time, I don't know why, this guy, he was like, hey, you know, I can come pick you up or whatever. I just want to take you out again. We can maybe go to a bar. We can just chill. We can have a good time. I was like, I don't know about picking me up. To me, I just felt like I still didn't know him. But he eventually convinced me and I was like, all right, cool. So he arrived at my house. He was kind of early and I was like, okay, cool, I'll be out. However, the way my building is set up, you can't tell where my apartment is. Like, you'll know the direction, but you can't tell where my apartment is. So I went downstairs and then, you know, we went to this bar. While we were talking, mind you, we still getting to know each other. So this wasn't like a big red flag, but it was kind of somewhat of a red flag to me. While we were talking and everything, I remember some girls coming in the bar. While we were talking, he literally was eyeing them down and stuff while we were talking. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, hey, you know, I guess what I'm saying not important. Just weird because I'm like, yo, I'm talking to you right now and you looking at girl. As I'm talking, I was like, okay. Like, you know, I just threw that. I'm like, okay.
Okay!
You know, excuse me, I'm right here. He was like, oh, my bad. It wasn't nothing like that. I just thought I knew her. Okay, yeah, whatever. So then we sitting here talking. We continue to talk and talk and talk. And I noticed while we're talking, his phone he had his phone on silent, but it kept lighting up. So I made a little joke, like, hey, you need to get that. You got the hotline over there. This dude blew up on me. He was like, yo, don't worry about what's going on in my phone. We out on a date. Let's enjoy each other. Don't worry about my phone.
That's true.
I was like, oh, okay. It was a jokey joke. It wasn't even that serious. But I made a mental note, like, nah, bro, this is done. Like, this is it. I think something else, too, happened at night. And he like, blew up about something. I cannot remember, y'all. I'm sorry. Something else happened at night. And I said, you know what? Nah, this is it. So he took me back to my place. I ended up going upstairs. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna eventually just like have to kill him. He leaves town. He goes over the road. He continued to talk and text. So at that time, I was like, nah, you know, I was like, yo, you're a nice guy. I know it's been about, at that time, I think it was about 2 months. I was like, you know what? You're a nice guy. You seem to be all right. I was like, but I don't know if this is for me, you know? I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna have time to really put my all into this relationship right now, so I don't think this is for me. So, and I said this all over phone. So he was like, what you mean you're not gonna have time? He was like, I'm sitting here taking my time out to come home to see you, and you telling me you ain't got time. That's why I don't trust bees now. They sit here want to get a free meal and blah. Like he was going in on me. And I was like, number one, I don't need your money. I've been perfectly fine before you. Like, yo, I'm perfectly fine. Like, I'm good. I don't need you. I said, number two, yo, you hit me up. You forget that? You hit me up, bro. Long story short, he felt some type of way. He was calling me all crazy names. You bee, you whore. Whore? You da-da-da. Probably talking to somebody else, whatever. Yeah, I knew I shouldn't trust you and blah, blah. And I was like, nigga, this boy, you crazy. You is crazy. And then to put the icing on the cake, he was like, man, I'm sitting here in love with you. I was like, love. What is love? I was like, bro, I said, you don't even know me. He was like, you don't tell me what the F I know. And like, he was spazzing out. Disconnected the call. And then like, he kept calling back. I didn't respond. Then he kept texting. He was like, look, you stupid B. You ain't had to hang up on me. Pick up the phone. Answer the phone. No. I'm not answering the phone. So then he continued. He was like, look, just answer your phone. My bad. I know I got an attitude problem, but just answer your phone. So he called, and text, still ain't answer the phone. I said, you know what? This is getting a little bit obsessive. So let me block this dude. I blocked the number. Next thing I know, I'm getting calls from private numbers and so on and so forth. Then he leaving messages. But you got me so wide open and da. I'm like, bruh, it ain't even go nowhere. It's only been 2 months. Like, what are you talking about? Over the course of a couple of weeks, he continued to call, FaceTime, and text from different numbers or whatever. And I was getting annoyed. So I was like, man, I don't feel like changing my phone. You know how when you get your phone number and whenever you change, you got to change it across the board with like your bills and everything else. Yeah, I ain't feel like going through that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just continue to block this guy. So after a couple of weeks of dealing with that nonsense, I was him calling, you know, he slowed down, but he didn't stop all the way. Like, yo, what the heck is this? Like, this is crazy. I was like, something got to be wrong with this dude. I should have done this up front, but I didn't, because I didn't think it would really go anywhere. But at that moment, I knew something was really off with him. So I looked up his name, and lo and behold, y'all, I found out he had been in prison for like 13 years. I think it was assault with a deadly weapon, and it was something else. Attempted murder. I said, oh, okay, this explains a lot. So yeah, that just confirmed it to me. But then after seeing that, like, didn't pay his messages no mind. He'll leave like voicemails. I'll go automatically delete the voicemail. It was one particular day he had kept calling me back, and I was at work. And normally I wouldn't be at work this particular day, but I picked up some hours. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put in this overtime. That being said, being that pretty much he had a felony, and the type of job I work, I could not associate myself with him because he had a felony. I could lose my job. So that was another big thing why I cut him off. All right, so fast forward. So this one particular night, he just kept calling, texting back to back. It was like literally like, and he was calling me from different numbers. That's the crazy part. So I think he had like an app or something that he was using to make fake numbers. When I took like a 15-minute break. I stepped in the hallway, stepped to the bathroom or something. I was listening to my voicemail. He was like, you stupid B, you know, you've been seeing, and it sounded like he was drunk. He was like, you know, you see me calling you. You know, I'm in love with you. I need to see you. I'm stopping by your house, and you're not gonna stop me. And
You raggedy bitch.
You beyond crazy. You're just crazy. So like he was telling me, in my mind, I knew he wasn't gonna show up at my house. He didn't even know where I live. So I wasn't even sweating. I was like, dang, man, you know, I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm probably gonna have to change my number. I blocked him on everything. So worked that shift that night. I got off. As I'm driving home, like I said, I was feeling crazy. I was feeling off. I was like, what is this? I don't like it. Why do I feel off? Something's not right. So, but I kept trying to push it. I was like, well, maybe I'm just sleepy. When you get sleepy, you can get delusional. And I get like that. I start laughing, I get goofy, I start feeling paranoid. It just depends on whatever. Anyway, we're pulling up the complex, and as I pulled in, I saw a car running. And I looked and I said, that car looked familiar. And then I looked harder as I'm about to park my car. I was like, yo, I know that car. Lo and behold, y'all, it was Sean. So I said, oh, Lord, here you go with this stupid stuff. I get out the car, I grab my stuff. Mind you, it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm trying to go upstairs. Next thing I know, I hear somebody say, yo, Ree, you see me? Ree. So I try to hurry up.
I'ma kill you, bitch.
So that he can't see exactly where I'm going. But dude was quick and he caught up to me.
You gotta be quicker than that.
So he was like, just stop. Just talk to me. Can't you just see I love you? Can't you see I love you? I care about you. I want to be with you. Like, yo, he was talking all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, you crazy right now. Proceed to go into my apartment. By then, he caught up all the way with me. Like, he jumped the steps and got up to the apartment door. So as I'm proceeding to go in, he's trying to push past me to go into. He was like, come on, let's just talk. It's not going to take long. Let's just talk. I was like, no. I was like, man, go ahead now. I'm about to go to sleep. No, honestly, like I said, I wasn't going to go to the gym. But being that he was out there, I wasn't going to go there. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm cool. I got to go to work later. I was like, I need to take my nap. And then I got some stuff to do. And, you know, hey. So I'm going in my apartment. As I'm going in, I'm not trying to give him enough room to get in. And I go and push the door. Do you know this dude, like, forcefully, like, just pushed the door? It kind of caused me to move back some. And then he came into my apartment. He was like, sit down. I promise I'm gonna leave. Just hit me out. And, like, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous in that moment. I was extremely nervous because I'm like, all right, yo, I really don't know this dude. I already know he, you know, tried to kill somebody and he'd been locked up for some time. He ain't trying to make him upset. He in here drunk. He smelled like straight alcohol. Like he soaked his body in alcohol. I was like, yo, Sean, can you just leave? I don't want any issues. He was like, no. I said, that motherfucker, no. You're gonna listen to me and then I'll leave. And he just looking all crazy, all drunk, foolish. So I was like, all right, go ahead. And he just started apologizing. And, like, he gave me this real long story. Thing I know, he goes and dig in his pocket. He was like, I want you to know I'm serious about you and I'm for real and I want to be with you. Like, yo, he was really doing all this craziness. So then I was like, okay. I was trying to make sure I ain't saying nothing to piss him off. But he goes in his pocket, he pulls out a box, and he opens the box. He was like, I was gonna save this for later, but I wanna show you I'm real. You gonna be my wife. And when he opened the box, y'all, it's a freaking ring. He took it out of his pocket, and when he took it out of the pocket, the receipt fell to the floor. So I was like, what is this ring for? And, you know, trying to play it off, he was like, I'm trying to marry you. I want to be with you. I love you. He was just saying all this crazy stuff. And I was like, are you okay? I went to bend down on the floor and I picked up the receipt and it was like, the ring was like $4,000. And I was like, yo, you need to take this back. I was trying to de-escalate the situation so he can leave and go wherever he needed to go. So he sat there and was like, nah, what you mean take this fucking ring back? You know how much I fucking paid? So at that moment, he like went ballistic and he ended up screaming, yelling. Mind you, it's like 6 something in the morning now. And he just doing all this crazy yelling. And I'm like, okay, look, chill. I'm trying to calm him down because if I get the cops called on me, I would have lost my job. Especially for something like that, and then being associated with him because of his background. And so he was like, I love you and I'm trying to marry you and you gonna tell me take this back? You know how stupid you look and how stupid you sound? I was like, I don't want to look and sound stupid, but you don't want to hear with a ring only after 2 months. I apologize, I'm not really feeling this right now. I was like, yo, can you just go ahead and leave? Oh no. Next thing I know, he took the box and like threw it at me. So he chunked the box at me, just like boom. He was like, now you gonna take that ring and you gonna put it on. And I was like, Sean, I'm not putting on this ring. So that's when I picked up the box and I threw it back at him. I was like, yo, I'm gonna need you to leave. And then I did threaten him with calling the cops. Why did I do that? Because the dude got all up in my face. You ain't gonna do everything, F them cops and blah, blah, blah. So when he's talking, he goes and like he kind of grabs at me. I don't know what his problem was, but he grabbed at me. So as he grabbing at me, he grabbed my hair and it pulled my hair. And reaction, I swung and I almost hit him. So, but he like moved or whatever. And he was like, go ahead and hit me. He was like, you trying to call them on me? You gonna lose your job. And eventually he left. My neighbors, like they was in the, so when he was leaving, I had to like go to the door to like shut him out the door. And then as I'm going to shut the door, my neighbors came out and it was like, hey, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Cause they were real nice. Like granted, they weren't nosy or anything, but they did check up on me. Hey, how's it going? Everything's cool. After he left, he called my phone, texted me, calling, texting from different numbers, still doing stupid stuff or whatever. So time progressed. Like a week later, I remember coming home from work again, and I pull up in the driveway again, and this dude is there again. And this time he was asleep in a car. So I said, yo, let me just hurry up and go upstairs. I go upstairs, I locked the door. I remember I hopped in the shower and everything. And when I was coming out the bathroom, I heard somebody banging like, Cherie, let me in. Cherie, let me in. I need to talk to you. I know you. I see your car out here. So anyway, I just ignored it. He stayed out there for a good minute. Like I know he stayed out there over an hour, just banging or whatever. And then he kept calling my phone blocked. And so I said, you know what? After this, when I get a day off, I'm changing my number. This happened like a couple more, like this happened over and over and over again. And the only reason why I did not call, the police was because I would have lost my job. The way my job was set up at that time, like I said, if I was associated with anybody that had a record, especially a felony, I would have lost my job. And eventually I got a new number, and then not too long after that, I ended up moving. So I ended up moving. It wasn't that far down the street or whatever, but I ended up moving. And I remember the last time he reached out to me, he created a Facebook page, and he was blasting me. He was like, I just want you to know you a hoe anyway, and I just wanted to talk to you to see if I can get with you or whatever. And I see you one of them. Now, I don't get it, because one minute I'm a hoe, and then he was like, I was stuck up. You want them stuck up bees and blah, this, that, and third. So anyway, he was giving it all to me, y'all, and just going crazy. Like, he stopped. I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused him to stop. I don't care what caused him to stop. He stopped. I have not heard from him since, so he could be locked up again. That dude, when I say he stalked me, like anytime, he knew my work schedule. So anytime I was supposed to have been at work, he would be at my house. I remember there was times where I literally had to leave my house because he was sitting right, like he'll be the car be running and he'll be propped up on the car, and because he knew what time I was coming home. And when he would see me, I just keep right on going. Whatever you do, you see the red flags, don't ignore them. Like, yo, people are crazy out here, especially this dude. I don't understand how you think you gonna fall in love with somebody in 2 months, and after a while I started ghosting you. And yeah, ghosting somebody is petty, I get it. But I told him, like, I didn't think it was the best situation for us to be in, and he still ain't believe. You pay attention to him. People are crazy. Yeah, it's more to that story. If y'all want a part 2, it was like another situation or whatever happened with that one. If y'all want a part 2, let me know. Make sure y'all screening the people y'all talking to, because I'm telling you, that's not the first time I talked to a crazy. Okay, there's another story with that one too, and one day I'll tell y'all that. Yo, move at your pace, baby. If you want to be in a relationship with somebody, move at your pace. You want to start dating somebody, move at your pace. Don't let them make you feel like something's wrong with you. If you feel like that person's not for you, you ain't got to be with them. Nah, I would advise, if they start doing some of the crazy stuff that this guy was doing to me, I would. See, I didn't want to risk my career over somebody that I wasn't going to be with. But yo, if they start stalking you, if they start threatening you, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to do this, that, and third. Yo, go ahead and get that restraining order. Make sure you have the information down at the police department. Because at the end of the day, it can help and it can save you. With that said, I do thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, just let me know if you like the story. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below. If you didn't like the story, let me know that too. I need to know these things, you guys, so I'll know what you all like, what you don't like, okay? I love you guys. Stay safe. Things a day at a time. COVID is still going on. Yeah, make sure your mental health is going well. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye, fam.